You have a million opportunities in life to find that one thing that makes you so happy. And I'm hopeful that my story here today will encourage you, inspire you, and motivate you to go out and discover that one thing. I'm a synchronized swimmer. And without synchro, I wouldn't be here today or be half the person or half the athlete that I am. From the moment I started synchronized swimming, I knew I was going to love it. I remember telling people that I felt like this was my sport. What I didn't know when I was younger was that this was going to be a passion that I would have to move for. I mean, I love practice, I love my sport, and I get to hang out with my friends every day. It keeps me fit. But I didn't know what it could become. And to be fair, I was not very good when I started. But I wanted to be better. And honestly, guys, that's all it takes to turn a hobby into a career. You see, I always had to train more than everyone else just to even be considered a competitor. And for a really long time, I let that discourage me. I used to brush it off with things like, oh, I'm not as tall as everyone else. Everyone else has longer hair. They have the genes for that. Their mom was a gymnast. But that's not right. And I had to swim for like 6 years before I even had an opportunity to realize my own potential. So trust me, your opportunity is coming. Everything takes time. They say it takes 10,000 hours or repetitions to become truly excellent at anything. So when I thought training 10 hours a week was a big deal, I was in for a huge shock when I got up to the next level. When I was 14, I had the opportunity to try out for Team Saskatchewan. And as a 14-year-old full of ambition, there was not a doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to be on that team. My 10 hours of training was mostly on my own before school in the mornings, and private lessons on the weekend with a coach from Edmonton. Her name was Vanessa. She would work with me for about 3 hours every weekend. She believed in me and pushed me along the whole way. She offered me advice at each step. My competitors, however, were training 17 hours a week with a full-time coach. There was no way I was going to make the team. At the first competition, I came in last. I have never, ever, ever, ever come in last before. But, and here's the key part to my story, I didn't give up. Eventually, I moved up in the ranks, about 8th, and I did not qualify for the team. What I did receive, though, was the offer to come and train with the Kassidy Yockey and represent Team Saskatchewan at the National Qualifier and the Nationals that year, at both of which we received bronze medals. Pretty exciting, right? In synchro, we also do something called figures. It's an individual event. There's 4 figures, or mini elements, and everyone does the exact same ones, judged by the exact same judges. That year, I came 132nd out of 170 competitors, which is pretty low. My coaches, Lori and Brittany, felt like I had a lot of potential to move up in the ranks. So I made the decision to move back to Saskatoon, which is about a 3-hour drive away from my home, and my billet family generously took me back in. That year I did solos and figures. We had started to work with Olympians every month, and a lot of them really inspired me to work harder because they came from places where I did, where they were the last ones out of the pool, had to move away from their families, and had to work hard, harder than everyone else in the pool. Everyone else had to do 15 sculls, they had to do 18 sculls just to be as good. But it all adds up. We were training around 17 to 19 hours a week, and I was doing private lessons with my head coach, Lori, to help me get ahead. My goal going into nationals was top 100 in Canada, and I exceeded my goal and became top 80. But I wasn't satisfied. There was a part of me that knew I could do better, and that being top 80 wasn't going to be enough. And that's the hard part of being passionate about a sport that strives for excellence. Good never becomes good enough. And I wasn't ready to walk away from that. No, I wanted to push harder, more than anything I'd ever done before. So I decided to move out here to Surrey to train with the BC Aquasonics. It's about, like they said, 1,300 kilometers away from my family. And I wanted to chase a dream, a national team dream. I wanted to make the top 35 of the nationals, to be invited to compete with the best in the country and be on our national team. I was also fortunate enough to be recruited to Synchro BC's top 12 talent identification program, so I currently swim on the provincial team here. Now I train 25 hours a week. 1 hour is privately with my head coach, Susan Kemper. I have 1 day off a week, and I usually use it to sleep. You see, the whole time I was chasing these ranks, I didn't realize what I was gaining. My teammates are my best friend. Going to practice is the highlight of my day. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I still have to work harder than everyone else. Practice is like 6 hours every day on the weekends. Nothing ever gets 3 things that I hope you can take away from my story. The first is go out and search for your passion. It doesn't have to be high-performance sport. It can be anything, but go out and find it, and don't be afraid to try. Second of all, let it motivate you. Let it drive you. Let it become who you are. I often introduce myself, hi, Kassidy Yockey, Synchronized swimmer. Like, I even sign my emails with it. And lastly, pursue it. Run with it. Run with it into the wind, and use it as your purpose in life. Trust me when I say this, it will bring you true joy in your life. And at the end of the day, who doesn't want to be happy, right?